technical stuff went wrong. You know, we all know that Mercury is going direct. So it's probably had to do with that. Okay. Well. My nails get too long, so I can't get the cards from from the floor. So yeah, light language for the divine feminine, masculine in his mind space. Universal language of oneness, of love. Listen with your heart. So light language is a light language that comes from the higher realms. And depends which planet you're resonating. Because every planet has their own resonation with light language. So it's like, let that light language come in, let it resonate with your soul. Let the old petals fall away and let new frequencies come into your system. So everything what doesn't resonate with your frequency in your body, let it go. And the light language that comes in, that will transform your DNA system, will transform everything else in your body, because it hires and it upgrades your frequency within your body. So your the density that you are at in the third dimensional realm will bring you up to a higher level. Okay, so that's what is about with the light language. So old patterns that you normally have, you can let that drop. You can, or people that doesn't resonate with you, or food that doesn't resonate anymore, or circumstances that doesn't resonate anymore. And that's what the light language does, it gives you a higher frequency. Okay. In the heart space for the divine masculine is unlock your gifts. And it means you have sacred gifts. Maybe your ancestors have gifts that you're not aware of, but that gets transmuted towards you, and that you are starting to explore those gifts. Your energy and your senses, because it's the dolphin frequency, are getting heightened. And that means more light, more love, more frequency, more joy. That is what is coming in. And in every case, it's love is the key. Love is the energy that transforms everything. So if you say, okay, light language is coming from a frequency of love, and we don't understand those words, but our soul does, then it's the pure love from source that is coming in. So and sometimes you can't, our own brain can comprehend it, but our soul knows, our soul frequency knows where it's coming from, and that it's coming from a frequency of love. And in some cases, the uh, the tones are different. You know, one person say, "Oh, this is you're not doing the right frequency, or you're not doing the right toning, or you're not doing the right this, or you do that's." Throw it all overboard, because it doesn't have to do with anything as a competition. When you're going in competition for light language, you know, you're not in your love frequency. So your soul will understand that love frequency, because they feel the shift in the in that heart space, in that soul shift. So it's just unlocking your gifts, unlocking what you are, what your ancestors are giving you. So it's all different kind of energies that is working with you. Okay, I have some people glancing through the windows. So, okay, how does he sees the divine masculine? How does she sees the divine masculine? How does she sees the divine masculine? One card, please. One card, please. Awakening. So she sees the divine masculine awakening. Awakening to that frequency. Awakening to the sounds. Awakening to a higher level of light. You know, we're not having light from the earth. We're also having light from the universe, from the stars. And when we connecting with that from the planets, you know, when we connecting with all these energies, we know exactly who we are, because that's where we're coming from. That light is embodying us as the energy of source. So it's activating your DNA. You get an activation of DNA upgrade. Some people are expanding till the 12 DNA strands. You know, not only having 2 strands, but having 12 strands, because of the upgrades they receive. There are, you know, of course, when you the higher your frequency will be, the more other people will tell you, you know, that you're not real or not resonating. The ridicule that comes in, you need to let it go. It's all what you believe. It has nothing to do with you. It has all to do with information your system can handle. And you know, I hear from people that there are fights going on about light language. And I'm like, fights about light language? It's a universal energy that is used for everyone on a different frequency, on a different level, what the soul is receiving as a message. And the soul knows. So, and your DNA knows. So what it's all about, it's yeah, that's it's a part of awakening. That's what is going on in this world. If you go into a higher frequency, the toning, what is done for ages and ages, you know, on this planet, is still happening. And toning and using your voice to create different vibrations is, you know, opening the chakras and opening your system and your heart. So it's, how are you awakening towards this process? And if you are um, creating fights over light language, then you're not coming from love, because love is how we all are, and that's the frequency of the language. It's different planets use different languages, but it's all coming from one source, and it's all coming from love. So it's a healing tool for a lot of people. So yeah, um, I think it's really it's just the mind that comes in between then. And then you have to see, okay, what do I need to let go of? You know, use those unlock gifts, use those gifts from the ancestors, from the multidimensional beings, use those gifts from the planetary beings, because we're just not here alone, you know, we're here on Earth with so many different entities in the universe that is creating that field of love. And then it's here, like, you know who you are, know who you are, divine masculine. You know what is good for you doesn't mean it has to be good for somebody else. So yeah, and know that your DNA gets activated for a new awakening. Okay, so what is supporting the divine masculine? I'm going to do this reading different, because I feel first I have to look into the divine masculine and then into the divine feminine. So what will support the divine masculine? Manifestation. So co-creation, gratitude, divine alignment, and joyful visions. That is supporting the divine masculine. So you probably, because you get an awakening of new energy, you also will manifest on a different level, manifest the things that you really want. And that manifestation is already activated. And that activation is going to work out. It's a co-creation that will need to be done. It could be that you have something in your mind that you really, really want, and you want to manifest that. And there will be different co-creations with other people to create that what you want. So that manifestation will be there in co-creation, helping each other out, sharing your visions with other people. What are the visions of other people? What do they have in mind? And is that aligning with your vision? Because everything what you have in mind, it will be manifested. You ask and the universe will provide for you. So and that's what's happening for the divine masculine, and that will support him, support the co-creation, supports the gratitude, and that you're manifesting something very, very, very powerful. Okay, and I don't see that as one thing. I see it coming in as a repetition. It repeats itself every year or every half year. And how can you learn to manifest this already from the people who already did it, who already created the same ideas as that you had in mind? And it's more easy, it's easier than you think. it's easier than you think. It's not a lot of work. You just need just need the right people to work with. Okay. What's how does the divine masculine sees the relationship with the divine feminine? That he's a new man, that he is an enlightened masculine, and he wants to be an enlightened masculine for her. He wants to show his potential, and he wants to work on that new earth. So for her, he will do everything, you know, because he knows that he is awakened on that frequency she is working at. So he is that enlightened masculine. It's not the distorted masculine that only is in his selfish energy. It's the potential of a new relationship and potential, and from the best version of himself, you know, not the version of somebody else seeing him. No, he wants to be the best version of himself, so he can attract or be with a divine feminine that can create the new earth with him, and that he is healed. It's the healed new man, and that's how he sees the relationship with the divine feminine. He said, I can't be in a relationship when I still have these wounds that get triggered all the time. So I need to work on myself. I need to heal my inner child. I need to be the best version of myself. Otherwise, I can't offer her anything. So that's how he sees the relationship with the divine feminine. That he is that new man with new potential, with new energies on the same frequency. And isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? It's really beautiful. Because it could be that still something is missing, you know? Something is missing. There is an emptiness, or there is a void. I hear it's a void that that needs to be repaired, and that is only he only can repair that for himself. If there is loneliness with the divine masculine, then he needs to repair that void, you know. It's not coming from the outside, it's coming from the inside that is needed to repair. For the divine feminine, in the mind space of the divine feminine, she's the Lemurian shaman. She's the Lemurian healer. She works with Lemurian energies. The shadow is dissolving. The shadow that was within her, she's dissolving shadows from other people. She is dissolving the shadows of lower frequency energies. So she is working with that, and she sees the truth. You know, she sees the truth. So by the connection with the eyes, by seeing through the veils, she is she's going beyond the fear. You know, she sees everything. She is seeing different different shadows, different energies that are around. But it's also, she's not afraid of it, because she's going beyond the fear. the fear is a lower frequency. When you're coming from the light, there's nothing to be feared. You know, because you know who you are, you know what you can dissolve, you know, you can see the fear, you know, in the face. You can see the fear in the eyes. And that is a totally new initiation for the divine feminine, because the fear, what is around her, that is most of the time created by the mind, by herself, you know, and everything what you see is a reflection of things that needs to be resolved within yourself, to see that the fear in reality. And it's not, it's just the energies that show you exactly where you are in the frequency of your fear. So if you are afraid of spiders or whatever, you know, the universe will get your fear in plain sight, so you can see, okay, you know, I need to dissolve this fear within me, about understanding what an animal means at that moment, you know. So there is a lot going on, and a lot of growth for the divine feminine, for understanding what the shadow really means. And the truth will always dissolve the shadow. The truth will always dissolve the shadow. So if you see that something is not fair, or not equal, or not balancing it out, when you speak your truth, you know, it can balance out the shadow of that person. But it could be, you know, that they're overcompensating, what I hear, pleasing behavior. When you're overcompensating pleasing behavior, it's then you want to take from others. So it's an old trauma of fear, of lack, of not being good enough, that you're going to overcompensate, and then you want something what someone else has. So that's the whole shadow aspect, what is being worked out. Okay. So, and you need to go beyond the fear, because that means if you're in that, then you're not in trust. Then you're not trusting the universe. And it's an initiation for the feminine. Okay. So there's a lot going on with the feminine energy at the moment. What's in the heart space? The lost cloak. Release old identities. Magnifies and realize. So it means that you need to release old shadows, old behaviors, old energies from the past. Because obviously it's not resolved in the heart space of the divine feminine. So she needs to letting old identities go, old identities that are holding her back or holding her stagnant of a former life. And it has to do with the ancestors, it has to do with the ancestral line. So let go of, that's interesting, because I did some work on the ancestral lines, because not all our ancestors are lovey-dovey, happy, the peppy people, right? Also in the realm, they weren't that happy on earth, but they could be that they're still having these energies because they're from a lower frequency or lower dimension, that they're still harassing you in the realm, you know. So you need to release some assholes. Sorry, but you know, also in the feminine energy, you know, I did some work on it a couple of weeks ago, because it was needed, because there were ancestors that were still in the realm harassing my mom, and that was influencing my energy. So I just was bold, and I said, you know, I need you to go, and that's it, because you're a sovereign being, and when you're a sovereign being, you can guard your own energy, and you don't have to take the energies of lower frequency ancestors with you. Release it and let them go to the realm where they belong. And when you're on that higher frequency, they just come and try to get your essence, or get food from you, or activate some old trauma wounds. That is possible. And when you realize that, you can shift it, and you can change that. So yeah, I freed my mother, and I also freed myself from some energies that were just not serving us. Okay, so how does she see the divine masculine? As abundance. He is fullness of source, and he's enough for everyone, and open. So it is probably that the divine masculine is able, needs to be able to open up himself some more, because there are still some energies that holds him closed, you know, closed off from the abundance that he's seeking, the abundance that will be in his life. So he just needs to understand, you know, that there is enough for all, and that he is a creation of source. And when you're a creation of source, or when you are connected with source, um, then you're enough for everyone. But then there is also abundance coming towards you. It's the lack of the mindset of lack that withholds you to receive that abundance. And if there is also a shadow side attached to it, you know, then the abundance is not coming in, because you're not resolving your shadows. You're not dealing with your shadows. You're not dealing with the truth. And when somebody else is holding the truth in front of you, then you start to realize that it's coming from an old wound, that it's coming from an old energy, or from an energy that is still withholding you to receive that abundance. And most of the time it's yourself. Most of the time it's yourself withholding the abundance. And but you can recreate that, you know, you can shift that energy for yourself. Instead, getting out of even if you say, oh, I don't have enough today, you know, not enough of what? If you're not specific, then, you know, everything will be blocked, because you're calling it into your existence that you're not having enough. Then there is not enough, because that's the only thing the universe will show you. So yeah, it is that how you use your words, how you are relating to the universe, how you're relating to other people. You know, if you generous, and you're open-minded, and you're loving and giving, you know, that's also what you will receive. And maybe you're hanging around with people that are not that are in that same frequency as you. That's why you're resonating, right? So it's all a vibrational energy. It's also a vibrational um, alignment you're holding yourself stuck with. So yeah, divine masculine, there is enough abundance around you. There is enough abundance around you. You can, and abundance is not always money, you know. Abundance is everything you see around you, everything where you create with, connect with. Oh, okay. So what will support the divine feminine? Dolphin baby energy. You know, that will support you. It's the Lemurian original. Go with the flow. Be timeless. Be adaptable. Free. And take your time for everything. So the Lemurian origin is always in flow. Don't, you know, there is no time, there is no space. You're adaptable. You can adapt yourself to every circumstances that comes your way. And be your true self authenticity in that. Find your true self authenticity in that. So the dolphin baby is like free, is not, you know, worry about the enemies around him, is not worry about the predators in the ocean, because the mother is taking care of that. So, and he needs time to learn, time to adapt, time um, to learn. Every baby needs to learn. So it takes time to learn something, or to learn a behavior, or how to turn around, or how to crawl, or how to jump, or how to, it all needs its divine time. And one baby is quicker than the other, you know, but still be in that energy of that dolphin baby, because that will support you in the light, support you in everything what you do. So there is no time. So and that's really amazing with my clients also. When giving readings to my clients, I'm not watching the time, because we're in a bubble. You know, if I'm going in a deep trauma therapy with somebody, and I'm saying, okay, hour is gone, you need to go, you know, I could activate even more trauma than, you know, than is needed. So take your time with people, you know, give them the energy they deserve, give them all of you and even more, because that is what they deserve. And we're not time limited beings. We are just there because we're living in a space that there is no time. Time is no issue. So yeah, so go with that flow, and that will support you tremendously, divine feminine, because we are you know, brought up with timetables. That's the third dimensional realm, you know, timetables. You need to be on time, you need to do this, you need to do that. But in that time, when something else is coming in your frequency, or in between time, you don't have time enough, and that creates stress. So if something else, if you have no time and you let time go, and you're going with that flow, and something happens between, there is space for things to be happen, and then you don't need to be stressed, because um, you you know, you need to be on time somewhere, you know. You just take your time and you dissolve the things that are coming your way at that moment, at that time, and then um, everything is okay. There is no pressure, there is no stress. Okay. What how does she sees the relationship with the divine masculine, joy of life? She just wants to have joy with her divine masculine. Trust, open your hands, and share, and let go. Let go of old behaviors. Let go of old thought patterns. Let go of the fear. And that's what the divine feminine wants in the relationship with the divine masculine, with the divine masculine. Yeah, joy of life. Fill up each other's cup, you know. Fill up your own cup first, so you're able to give what he deserves. So that joy of life, you know, let the champagne flow, or let the wine flow, or whatever what's in the cup, even if it's water, you know, let it flow, let the waters flow. Celebrate life, be joyful, laughter in your life. And that is what she wants with the divine masculine. And open your hands to receive it, you know. And because I know that the divine masculine has a lot of humor, has a lot of fun energy that he carries in his soul, you know. So why withholding that energy, you know, in a relationship? Because a relationship doesn't need to be all that serious, right? So share everything with each other. Be open-minded, open heart, and enjoy the time that you spend together. And that's all what the divine feminine wants in the relationship with the divine masculine. It needs to flow. The energies need to merge together, and have that fun, you know, instead of uh, where is this relationship going. So it is really needed that they are talking to each other, opening and spend time together, and opening their hearts. So what do you want from life? What gives you a good feeling? What gives you the joy? What is needed in your life? What are your needs? You know, and if the needs are for the divine feminine, that she needs to have more joy in her life, you know, then the divine masculine, absolutely, he will provide it for her, you know. And that's why he wants that new man for the divine feminine, so he can be that potential new man in her life that is able to give. And also, you know, don't jump from relationship to relationship, because and I told it so many times, you know, you're giving away your energy, you're giving away your power. You don't know what kind of energies you will receive into your system, into your body. You know, you need a man with a high frequency that can sustain your energy. You know, keep yourself as pure as possible. I know that in the third dimensional realm, you know, there we're bombarded with sexuality, and you know that it's not, you know, it's normal almost, you know, to share your your love, to share your womb with anyone that comes around. And they want us to interact more in the sexuality, but that's not the real deal, you know, because how many men a woman receives in her womb, all these energies will linger on. So soul aspects will be lingering on, and it takes a long time for those energies to clear. That's why we do womb healing, yoni steaming, you know, all that kind of stuff to clear out, you know, our old energies from partners we had before. So it's very important to share your when you're from a higher frequency anyway. And I don't mean that condescending or judgmental, but it's when you're in that higher frequency, you have that knowledge and you keep yourself pure for your divine masculine to come in. Okay? So don't share, don't go in from relationship into relationship, because you're creating only more trauma, you know. And we also have the rebounds, you know, how many women jump into a rebound, how many men jump into a rebound while their wounds not even be healed, and all those energies are being projected on the feminine or on the masculine. So we really need to know who we are and what we want in our life. Okay, so this is what I have today. Let's see what the universe has for the divine feminine and the divine masculine. What is the universe saying? Know yourself. Oh my gosh. Know yourself. I said it. Meditate. The veil is lifting. The energies are opening up. Who are you? And ask yourself, the more you meditate, the more you connect with source, the more you start to know who you are, you know, and on which frequency you are resonating. So we all are beings of light. We are made of light. It's the programming that makes someone different. And are you still going on with the program, or are you still staying in your authenticity for as your light being is? So it's all program, you know. Even the channelings that I get is not a program, it's an education for people to resonate with it. If you doesn't resonate with it, just click off, you know. If you do resonate with it, then you know that you're on that same frequency. So that's what I want to say. And know yourself, know who you are in your heart space. Or is there an old program going on in your mind that is taking over your shadow side? But if we heal, if we do enough healing, and it also has to do with age and stuff like that, if you have enough healing, then your shadow will be less and less and less. So your shadow starts to dissolve, and the Lemurian shaman knows how to dissolve shadows within herself, within other people, and work with that. Okay, so thank you for watching today, and I hope you have a marvelous weekend and a beautiful week, because this whole reading is for upcoming week. And I hope you have a great time. and I see you next week. Bye-bye.